The first question is, how do you plan to engage and excite the other south of the Fraser mayors and the politicians in Victoria in relation to the relocation and unlocking the corridors?
Well, I can tell you how I got excited about it was I worked with the community, with Hannah Newman, with Eric Seitz, Ken Jones, and many of the people there who came to us with this issue. And part of it is that you have to go through the right protocols. So if a community group has an idea, and they can put their idea together and put it on paper, which they did quite beautifully, then you go to the different municipal councils and you tell them what your problem is, and if you have it together, they will listen. Well, it just so happened these people have it together. You all do. You have a good cause, and you have something that people are listening to when you allow leaders with very clear thoughts. Perhaps you can hire this man as well to do some writing for you when you need clauses put down there. But the whole purpose is you've got to get it down on paper, you've got to go and visit them, make an appointment, and honestly show that you have the community behind them. And I think that this is one thing we know here. The community is behind this issue. They want it fixed, and they want the rail relocated.
Thanks, Judy.
I think that's the beginning of solving the problem.
Well, first of all, I think we have to identify what the issues are in front of us and its implications for the communities they live in. The people of their communities deserve their service, and they're not going to get it if they are unaware of the basic issues that confront us. The questions that we confront here tonight involve things like lack of knowledge about the risks in front of us. I referred to a geotechnical review that the user, the railway, should be paying for. I referred to the need for an environmental assessment and an independent assessment of the healthcare considerations here. Those means are a basis of providing facts to the community, to the mayors and the communities that relate to us, and to encourage them to engage in dialogues which will produce a cooperative solution so they can work together and produce a solution that will cause Canadians to be proud of them as opposed to being a group of squabbling politicians. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. And Larry?
The Green Party has made a commitment to work together with others in the House of Commons at that federal level, and the commitment applies as well at the provincial level. Fortunately, we have one Green MLA, Andrew Weaver, a well-respected scientist in Victoria, and we also have there are hundreds of Green Party MLAs and or whatever the equivalent is in those other countries, and MPs around the world. So there's a lot of ways to exert influence on the provincial government, but I think it's more than exerting influence. It's more around working with them and collaborating, and they're reasonable people, I'm sure, some of the time, and we can find a way to find common ground and gain their support for unlocking the corridor, as the question was stated. Thank you.
As I've stated many times, I believe in reducing the power of the federal government and increasing the power of the provincial government. So in that way, I think the politicians in Victoria will be happy if I get to make this decision about the power allocation between the federal and the provincial governments. Thanks.
Well, in answer to the question, I think that the mayors south of the Fraser have their act together. At least they appear to be on this issue. There's certainly dedication from Mayor Baldwin, and I'm sure we can get Surrey on board for this. And then the issue is, how do we get the province excited about this? And usually provinces get excited when the feds come around. That's what I've found. And so if I were in a position, elected, and working on a project like this, I would work collaboratively with the province. I would engage them in a conversation about some of the issues and get them to the table. And there are subtle ways through very subtly shaming sometimes the province to get them to come to the table, but they're not likely to be too difficult to come to the table on this because, of course, the mayors are on board. And then the
Thank you, Pixie.